Let's talk about verb aspect. In a general sense, it can be defined as the internal temporal structure of events. I'm going to explain. To begin, let's think about what if I said, I flew to Australia? If I say that, the way I'm placing that on a timeline is that with respect to now, the current conversation, the flight took place at an earlier point in time. But now, I'm going to talk about the kinds of things that happen in the world, and later we'll connect this to language. In addition to saying this thing happened earlier, we may want to look more closely at some aspect of an event. So, this idea of me flying to Australia, we could put our attention to imagining that we're seeing the moment when the plane takes off. So, the very first moment of an event. We could also, of course, put our attention on the moment when the plane lands, the end of an event. Or we could imagine ourselves as the person who's during the flight looking out of the window and seeing things and having some coffee and listening to some music. So, things that are going on. We're putting our attention in the middle of this event. So, from that perspective, the flight is ongoing. Those are just three possibilities. We might also want to think about something reoccurring over and over again. There are many other aspects of events like this that happen and that humans might want to convey to each other something about these things. So, any language gives its speakers some way of conveying all of this information. But in addition to that, many languages, most languages kind of highlight some of these aspects of events and have a special verb form or some special linguistic structure that corresponds to that. Now, standard English is kind of impoverished in this respect, comparing with, African American English and its wonderful verbal system. All that standard English has is just a verbal form for talking about these two. Something is ongoing or something is completed. So the first of these is progressive aspect. If we say the sky is falling, is an auxiliary be, and it has an ing form falling after it. That is a present participle. So be and present participle together give you progressive aspect. This could be going on now, but it could be ongoing with respect to some other point in time, as in he was cooking dinner. That's cooking, was cooking is progressive with respect to an earlier point in time when she came home. So that's progressive. Perfect aspect consists of an auxiliary have with a past participle after it. So that with respect to now, something is concluded, has arrived, has left the building, or with respect to some earlier point in time, as in Elvis had left the building, had left is perfect aspect with respect to when we arrived. Or it could be will have left, concluded by the time we arrive tomorrow. So that's perfect aspect. These are the two we have in English, in standard English, that is.